بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. So Mufti Mahmud Ashraf Usmani Sahib rahmatullahi alayhi, he mentions a very important point which many ulama has mentioned, and it's very very important, and make sure you understand it properly. He says in Urdu, Adame munasabat ka ta'alluq neki wa badi se nahi hota. What does this mean? The relationship between two people is sometimes you click. Yes, you click, you get along really well. You understand each other's nature, each other's temperament, the jokes. You understand when they're angry, when they think you can deal with it. You just click. It's very easy to deal with that person. And sometimes people don't get along. Like they have different temperaments. Somebody they're very particular in terms of timing. Some a bit more relaxed. Some very particular in regards to having things organized. Somebody's not. Somebody's very particular in regard to having things cleaned up after they finish. Somebody's a bit more relaxed. Somebody likes things very serious. Somebody likes a bit joking. Yeah. So none of this has to do with taqwa. It doesn't mean that one person is good, one person is bad. Yes. One student, he traveled a long journey. So he came to a teacher to learn hadith from him. So when he came, obviously traveling in a desert and all that. So he came and he was full of dirt and yes. So dirt meaning lots of dust, and you could tell on his face got a lot of dust. So when he came to the teacher's lesson and said, I want to study, but he saw him. So he said, Ya laytani kuntu turaba. Yes, he saw the student, he said, Ya laytani kuntu turaba. Comes in the Quran. He saw turab on his face, all dirt and dust. So the teacher was a bit of a jokey person, a bit like light at him. The student was a bit serious. So he got vexed. He says, Yaqulu al-kafiru, Ya laytani kuntu turaba. And he walked to him and said, I'm not going to study by you. The kafir say, Ya laytani kuntu turaba. he didn't like the teacher joking now. So you have different temperaments. Sometimes in life, you have to realize that you have different temperaments between different people. So when you don't have what we call in what the ulama says munasaba, a very simple munasaba. If you don't have munasaba with somebody, it doesn't mean that person is bad. Doesn't mean you're good. Doesn't mean you're bad and they're good. Sometimes you just don't click. Sometimes you could click, and after a while things pop up, things change, situation change, circumstances change. So what you do is just step away. You step away and say, you don't really get along that well. Meaning you don't get along, or we're not on the same page, not the same wavelength, and I just don't really associate. Don't be bad, don't do ghibah, don't be disrespectful, don't say it, just move on. Sometimes that happens. Let's say you had a job for 10, 15 years for somebody, and let's say after a while, wages, he thought, you wanted more wages. He thought, no, I shouldn't give more wages. Maybe things went difficult, went hard. He gives somebody the promotion. He thought, no, I deserve a promotion. It can happen. So now, you can forget 15 years that you worked together. Just say, look, I just didn't find it suitable to work there anymore. It didn't suit me. Yes? Sometimes, like I said before, it's very, you said in the madrasa. Now, sometimes what can happen is that maybe the madrasa, some madrasas are very, very particular. You might have that nature. You like things very, very particular. Now, and you think that might annoy you, that these guys are so, like every small little thing is a bit annoying. Just say, well, I don't like that madrasa. It doesn't suit me. I like a bit more relaxed. I like a bit more chill out. Go somewhere chill out. And just go. You don't have to say, don't, what shaitan will do now is make your whole life just, that the whole life you're just talking about that madrasa. I went to that madrasa, they're very strict, they're very particular, and I don't like that. I'm a relaxed person, so that doesn't suit me, so I just left that madrasa. Or you don't have to say the reason, that doesn't suit me anymore. I went to another madrasa. I stopped studying because I found it a bit too much for me. No problem. Doesn't mean you're bad, doesn't mean you're pious, doesn't mean they're bad or they're pious. You don't click together, you don't have munasaba. So if you have that understand that concept, it doesn't mean you give up on everything, that's an excuse to give up everything. Yes, you give up on every single, but it's meaning after you try, you exhausted a certain amount of effort, and then you realize it's just that we're too different, we're not compatible, then just move on. But then don't forget the past. Don't start doing backbiting and doing tuhma and accusations and trying to humiliate that person and say bad thing to that person. Just say, that's it, no problem. You understand? Yes. And sometimes, what happens if you don't understand this, sometimes people get like depressed. Like you say in the madrasa. Let's say for example Hifz class. If you tried Hifz class and you tried for like say 1 year and you got one juz done, so maybe it's not meant for you. Sometimes people can't do Hifz. The mind, the thing that required for Hifz, doesn't mean that you're so evil that Allah has deprived you of memorizing the Quran. All the Sahaba are not Hafiz. You tried, you can tell that you put in sincere effort because of your time, your effort. Not even IQ level, just memory. You can't remember the Quran. I can't memorize the Quran, I'm not Hafiz. You say because you got your low IQ level, that's why. No? So I'm not Hafiz. Sometimes it's not meant for people. Maybe at that time in my life, I was too immature, I couldn't focus. So it just doesn't mean that, that you're an evil person. You're studying madrasa, circumstances come up, family, health. Again, and there's so many excuses that everything's like, so Musab said, no munasabah, leave everything. So you leave madrasa, you leave everything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is, you tried for a while, realize, really, I can't study here, it's difficult because I got commitments at home, I got family, somebody's passed away, somebody's unwell. Then you just say, it doesn't mean now that, it doesn't have to mean, if you're doing loads of sins, and you're being evil and filthy, and then you're doing all this thing, and then your heart gets put off from studying, then you might be worried that Allah has deprived you of knowledge. But it's like, you're actually trying, you're not doing anything wrong, you adhere to the normal means, and then circumstances didn't allow. There's no problem. You say, you know what, leave with, just say, well, you know what, I can't continue anymore, circumstances don't allow. Simple as that. Don't think, I don't have to get depression, that Allah hates me, or I'm deprived, I'm so evil. No, don't go Allah. Simple as that. You try your best. Sometimes circumstances don't, we can't say, sorry, what is it in English, stars don't align. Meaning Allah's taqdeer is not right now for me to study. And there's so many ulama who become great ulama, not ulama, so many great pious people who have become leaders, who've done great work for the deen, and they're not ulama. You said so many people have studied, so many people have said, kafiyat tak ta'lim hui. Meaning they only studied until about third year, and then they left, for whatever reason. So, and for example, and from our ulama, Haji Imdadullah Muhajir Makki, he studied until about the kafiyah. But his students, you got from his students, you got Marshal Thani Rahmatullah alayhi, who wrote Bayan al-Quran, who wrote Imdad al-Fatawa. You have Malak Qasim Nanoti Rahmatullah alayhi, who was a genius in all these ma'qulat, in terms of like philosophy and all these like that kind of abstract knowledge. And then Muhaddis Maulana Shaykh Gangohi Rahmatullah alayhi. And they all were like proper students of Haji Imdad, who was not alim. So sometimes it's not destined for you. But it doesn't mean you can't be a good person. So in many things in life, you have whether it's an institute, whether it's a job, whether it's a teacher, even sometimes in nikah as well, it can happen as well. That after you exhausted a lot of effort, you exhausted all means, there's no munaf. It doesn't now mean that one person is bad, one person is sinful, one person is good. It doesn't always have to be a blame situation. It can be that just things didn't work out. Things don't click. Do you understand? And if that happens, then don't ruin your hereafter by just doing ghibah, accusations, tuhma. Just be quiet, be humble, keep your tongue quiet, just respectful. Have a gagging order in yourself. No, it's called a gagging order, you can't speak. Do a self-imposed gagging order that I'm not going to talk bad about this person, this institute, this person, and just carry on. Does everyone understand this? If you understand this, then a lot of things become easy. But it's not an excuse to just give up on everything. Yes, that everything must have no munasabah, so just leave. After 2 weeks of marriage, you give up. 2 weeks of job, you give up. 2 weeks of marriage, you give up. Not about that. That's not an excuse. But it's like after you exhausted a lot of effort, then this can be this is one way of counseling yourself. Okay, subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.